Today we'll be keeping in line with our Vlogmas theme, but we'll try and keep it a little freestyle, like I can just lean into the camera a bit, or just I want to feel very comfortable with you guys as we dive into this topic. Menstruation, a topic that every human should know about, and I just kind of want to know what your thoughts on menstruation are as we do our skincare routine this evening. Personally, I just came from menstruating. I don't know if that's TMI. I usually have so many thoughts on menstruation, and there's no better time to get into it than now. I've already cleansed, toned. I'm now using an exfoliating pad, and then I'll go and use a toner again. So menstruation, firstly, I'd like to know what your thoughts on your period are. What I'm basically asking is, how do you see your period? Like, do you think of it as that dreaded time of the month, or why are we even having periods, or what's this disgusting thing that you are just cursed with? Do you think of it as a burden, or just you're freestyle with it, you don't care if it's there or if it's not there? What type of period person are you? So I've exfoliated and then washed my face. Now I'm about to use my toner. So to answer that question, what type of period person are you? I guess it will depend a lot on what type of period that you have. Do you get cramps, or you don't get cramps, or maybe your flow isn't regular, or it's irregular, or you only get 2 days of periods, or you get 7 days. So probably if you have cramps, like very serious cramps, I'm assuming you'd probably not be looking forward to your period. You probably hate your period. Personally, what really got me very interested in menstruation as a topic is because my cramps were very severe. Very severe is a bit relative. They're bad. That they are bad to an extent where I can't really, go about my daily routine. For those 2-3 days, my routine is cancelled. I don't make plans during that time. The older I'm getting, the less painful they are becoming, although that is also relative, because yes, they do disrupt my routine, but then again, they are not as painful as they used to be. Of course, everyone was always telling me just to go to a doctor, but then at the same time, I want to go to a doctor, but then I have like this fear that I'll get to the doctor and the doctor will tell me your ovaries have shut down. I just don't want to go and be given bad news. I have an irrational fear. You want to go to avoid a bad situation, but then at the same time, you're scared you might go and find that it has already occurred. So I did a lot of research on the topic, and I have encountered people with worse cramps than me. I've heard those stories. I have talked to a lot of my friends about their experiences. And then now, aside from the gynecologist and the sciencey side of menstruation, there's another deeper, such a different way of looking at it, and that is called sacred menstruation. So sacred menstruation is this practice of being very conscious during your menstruation time, your moon time. Sacred menstruation was practiced during the much more ancient times, and during those times, menstruation used to be feared by the people. So usually when someone was menstruating, their clan would seclude them in their own little hut, and then now they'd stay there for the duration of the entire period. In other communities, they used to see a menstruating woman as kind of like a goddess. So during her period, they give her gifts, whether it's cows, whether it's gold. The gifts would be a way of asking the woman to like intercede for you, because menstruation used to be believed to have just so much power. It was the woman drawing her own natural power from within. They believed that during menstruation, women's visions were also more powerful. So that's why people used to ask you to intercede for them. Whatever dreams you'll have during this time, please dream mine. So now I'm using a sheet mask, and this is the Real Nature Honey Sheet Mask. Smells lovely, very scenty, citrusy. Of course, back then women also used to get cramps, and those are BC times, before Christ times, so there are no painkillers. They definitely don't have hot water bottles. The pain used to be seen as something very spiritual. Pain wasn't seen as a negative. In fact, the more painful the cramps are, the more detailed the visions will be. And think about it, like sometimes when you're cramping, usually have these very bad cramps, you're like, why is my own uterus trying to fight me? As in, the only solution is to sleep. And that is actually what you're advised to do, like sleep, so that the visions become clearer. Another thing, according to sacred menstruation, is that most women's menstruation cycle is usually 28 to 35 days, whereas the cycle of the moon takes 28 days as well. The fact that a process which is happening inside you coincides with another process happening in the earth, in the universe, solar system. It's so hard talking in a sheet mask because it always falls to your lip. On that topic of the moon is also that most women, not all, but a huge percentage, usually have their cycle falling either on the full moon or on the new moon. If they're rolling during the new moon, it means they'll be ovulating during the full moon, and vice versa. Whenever you have like your group of girlfriends, 4 or 5 girls, you're all very close, you've been friends for a long time, or you just met and then you've started to grow your friendship, over time you'll notice that your cycles will start syncing up. There's just so much information about it out there. So my view of menstruation is based on my knowledge from sacred/ancient menstruation. How I choose to view my period is a very uncomfortable time. It can be difficult, but I usually just take it as a form of release. I'm shedding past behaviors, I'm shedding negative emotions. I don't know if I have any visions. And then according to ancient menstruation, the more pain you're feeling is maybe your body telling you, come on, like slow down. You've had a good month, you've worked hard, you've chased that goal that you wanted to chase, you have raised that amount that you wanted to save, you deserve a break, come on, just relax. Or sometimes the pain could be unfortunately warning you of something underlying, and that's why I have always been advised to go see a doctor. My pain isn't so intense, but it definitely is not non-existent. Thanks to ancient sacred menstruation, I no longer view it as a time of torture. I hate this, I hate men, I hate whoever did this to us. I think if you actually take the time and try and ask yourself, by the way, why do I even menstruate in the first place? Why are women the ones who menstruate, and why don't men menstruate? I know there's like, of course, a scientific explanation to that, but try and also question that scientific explanation. Why are women given this gift of menstruation where they can reinvent and reboot themselves every 28 days, while men don't really have that, that opportunity to cleanse themselves every month like we do? Once I started to look at it as more of, this transformative experience process every month, it became easier for me to deal with my menstrual cramps. Clearly taken off my sheet mask. After 16 minutes, 15 minutes, I went 2 minutes over my time period. So now I'm using my Claire's vitamin E mask. I'm finding that when you apply it over wet skin like this, it works better than if my skin were, dry, like after my vitamin E serum. Those are my thoughts on menstruation. I really, really would like someone out there to comment down below their thoughts so we can discuss whether you think all that I'm saying is just bull. I love this wet appearance. during your skincare routine. I don't purposely use my products to achieve this wet look, but like in such a situation where I use the sheet mask, it's pretty unavoidable. But I don't mind. I'll be here waiting to read your comments on menstruation. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I was pretty shy and out of my comfort zone when talking about this, but if you give me those thumbs up, I'll be knowing that you like such topics and be able to be more open about such stuff. I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye for now. Hope you enjoyed.